and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are excited to be live for you, just you, on this wonderful Tuesday. We're just a little early, but that's how we do it. We're surprised we're here. No sugar, no cream, coming at you, episode 77. 77. Boy, oh boy. That is awesome. We're on our way to 100.
On our way to 100.
Before you know, we'll be at 200. And before you know it, I'll be old and gray, and Tim will still be. Tim will still have the Benjamin Button disease. Yeah. Did you guys? Okay. I can't. I say a stupid joke, and I didn't say it. And that's perfect. That's good. I didn't do that. No funny character today. I just this funny character right here, and this creative genius over here. Another. I felt like you know when you feel like you wake up and you know that the weird feeling that rain gives you, like just kind of like you just want to sleep in. You want to sleep all day. I felt like that today. Like I felt like it rained, but I guess it didn't rain at all. Tim didn't think it rained, and I mean, I went outside and it hadn't rained, but it just
all right.
It was dreary.
I am sorry for checking out there, nephew. I had to make sure everything is working.
Did you go somewhere?
Yes, in my mind, I did.
You know
I
what?
did not hear one word you said. I hope you didn't say anything bad.
You know what? This is going to shock you, but I thought you were in the room the whole time. I did not see him leave once. Because if you didn't know, during that first 3 minutes there, Tim took 2 bathroom breaks. He just drank a lot of coffee. No big deal. No, you're good. You're good. I was kind of just talking to myself. I was just waiting for you to. I thought you were about to say that we're gonna have to start over. The way you paused.
No, I'm getting better. I'm getting my tech abilities is
we had to fire
getting
Bob.
better. And let me before I say that, make sure the mic isn't muted.
Oh no!
No, I already did check it. I did check it. We're coming through.
Good,
volume.
good.
The tail levels are nice.
Tim has to do all our Tim is the heart of this podcast. He does a lot of the things.
You
that
know
I
how
don't
things
do. I'm
work.
kind of the comic relief.
The talent, all the talent has to do is show up and be funny,
smile and nod, and do my thing,
and do the podcast. And that is the funniest man in Nashville.
Which
Seth.
Which
Give
is
it up
important.
For Seth.
Which is important.
Yes.
But I mean,
so I'm the straight man. I'm the straight man, and my job is to keep it together technically.
He definitely keeps us together. We would fall apart, and there would be no podcast if it wasn't for Tim. But we have a blast doing this. Hope you guys enjoy listening to it. I was talking to some friends the other night, found out that they listen sometimes and get a kick out of it.
Sometimes.
Just sometimes. I had to let them know. Did you see the one with Rick the rock star? That one was pretty funny. Funny.
And so today there may be some new ones on here, Seth, because let's go over to Instagram. Because I sent out an email today to my email list.
Oh yeah.
And I sent a link to the last vertical video short clip that I did, which was talking about Ilya Serov playing his unique trumpet at the after party, Kit Wakely's after party. And I don't know if this is the first time. I have an email list of thousands of people. Thank you for being on my list. I appreciate you very much. Some of you do watch the podcast, but I don't think most of them are aware that there's a podcast with the funniest man in Nashville on it. And so I sent that email today, and some may be tuning in. And I sent some links. I said we're currently on, and I know Seth has said this a number of times. We're currently on a number of channels. And we would, ideally in the future, when we're at podcast 200, it's only on No Sugar, No Cream channels. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah, if we could. I mean, right now we're getting most of our, we're picking off your popularity with your music artists, but vice versa. You get to talk about it, and people get to learn more about you. And I mean, like I was telling you yesterday, when I get to know somebody better, like which, we I was making reference to like somebody on a team or something. But same with music. When you get to know somebody at a more personal level, you become more of a fan of them, and you feel like that you know them better, and it makes you enjoy their content even more.
Especially now. I mean, I've read some articles about what's going to be happening. Now you've got AI. There's an app called Suno that you can literally go in there and put some prompts, and it'll spit out a finished song. It'll write the song and make a production. Now, from what all I've heard, it's not bad, but it just doesn't have that last 10%. It doesn't have that unique character of a human being doing all of it. But AI is here. Now, I don't use any AI in production of music, by the way. Just want to make sure you are aware. And I will not. I will continue to play all the instruments, or have someone play all the instruments. All the instruments will be played, and I'll be singing and that sort of thing. So no AI used in this. No AI slap is what we need a sign. No AI slap on the back of our Bobby Lee in their podcast, which you've turned me on to, Bad Friends. They have a sign that says, Bobby Lee, I know you're watching. I know you're a big fan. That was a genuine laugh from my nephew.
They just hit 5 or 6 years, a big milestone on this last podcast. So they were doing like a Star Trek themed thing. It was pretty funny.
Yeah. Anyway, so I sent out this email to the people who are on my list. And again, thank you so much who are on the list, who have bought my CDs or subscribed. And a lot of them maybe didn't know that there was a podcast. So, I went on a rabbit trail. Yeah. So with AI, more and more, it's going to be more and more important for consumers of music to know the person and know that they're a real person. So what you talked about is going to be more and more important, getting to know the personality, because, AI doesn't have a personality. And there are artists on Spotify now that are completely AI generated.
Hello, Tim. My name is George. I would like to write music with you. I would like to play the fiddle for you. May I come on one of your albums and play along with you?
Absolutely not, George.
Good job, Tim. You passed the test. He passed the AI test. Success. Very nice.
So, you're mixing completely different references there with those two sayings.
I did. I noticed as soon as I said that.
Success is from Chit, who's more current, and then very nice is from Borat, which has got to be 18 years ago, maybe 20
years, of course.
10 years. We use the Seth Rule. If I think something happened 10 years ago, the Seth Rules is to double it. And it's usually pretty accurate.
Add 10 years.
Oh, add 10. I thought you doubled it. Oh, add 10. I didn't even know the Seth Rule. I was misapplying the Seth Rule. I didn't even know.
The only reason you've been wrong lately is because you just misunderstood it.
Thank you for, add 10 years. Okay.
Add 10 years.
I thought it was doubling it.
No,
okay.
Just
add 10 years.
Like, that's 5 years old. But add 10 years, 15. Yeah. Like,
that's the Seth
so
Rule.
many things just feel
and
like
you're welcome.
Yesterday.
You can use it in your own life.
But people know what we're talking. Yeah, I would say people know what we're talking about. You think something was like just 5 years.
Here's an example. We're watching the Olympics now, and the short track racing, which is just a free for all. And remember Apollo Ono? Everybody loved Apollo Ono. He was an American star. And I wanted to demonstrate to, actually, this just came up on my feed. And there's apparently a saying now in Australia, to just Bradbury it. The guy, there was a skater named Bradbury, probably mispronouncing it. He's from Australia. And he was, if you've ever seen the short track, to me, it reminds me of roller derby, where bodies are bouncing off each other and people are falling down and being thrown and whatnot, but it's on ice skates and it's a legit Olympic sport. It's a great sport. And in the final, whoever crossed the finish line first wins. And Mr. Bradbury, I forgot his first name, Steve maybe, there was like 6 or 7 people on the ice, and he was all the way in the back. He was probably 5 to 8. They're all bunched together tightly. And he was straggling the pack. He was behind maybe 10 feet or more. And they come around the last go around and they're in the back stretch. And Apollo Ono was fighting with the Chinese guy. and a Korean guy. There were 3 of them up there, and there was a couple others. I think there were 4. There may be 5 in the race, and all 4 of them were there. And on the backstretch, or actually on the last turn, they got tangled up. Actually, it was pretty close to the finish line. They got tangled up, and they all went down except for Bradbury, this Mr. Bradbury, who was way in the back. And he just standing up, just gallivanted right by him and won. And Ono was trying to get up, and Ono got silver. He literally crawled across the finish line. He was the first one. They fell down maybe 10, 15 feet away from the finish line. And he crawled and was the first one to get there and got second. And then one of the other guys got bronze, crawled across. And they're sitting on the ice on the other side of the finish line just in disbelief. And so now there's a saying, apparently in Australia, just Bradbury it. Well, I don't know what exactly that would mean. Just wait till the last moment. I don't know. I wonder what Bradbury means in Australian slang.
Just
now.
stay out of it
and wait for your opportunity. Maybe.
Yeah, wait for your opportunity. Yeah,
You know?
Can't be that horrible.
So
saying that
anyway, talking about the Seth Rule, that came across my feed, and I'm like, yeah, that was maybe 10 years ago, maybe 8 years ago, 2 Olympics ago, at most 3. People. That was at the Salt Lake City Olympics in 2002, I believe it was.
So using the Seth Rule.
Pretty close. I thought it was, if I had to add 10 years to it. So we're talking 24 years ago. I thought it was like 2 or 3 Olympics ago. It was, how many is that? That's 6 Olympics ago. So the Seth Rule comes in handy. I didn't use the Seth Rule in that time. That was my bad. I should have used the Seth Rule.
Probably the craziest thing that's happened in ice skating last year was last year. I think it was the World Championships, and it was like 6 people that were doing that. Probably 8 laps that they were doing on the small track, and the person. So I think it was a Chinese person. They had a teammate too. They at the beginning of the race, they raced ahead as fast as they could, and literally ended up at the back of the pack.
Right.
Craziest thing.
And everybody forgot that they were ahead.
They're back there, and then
they were a lap ahead of everybody.
They rang the bell, and they thought they were on the last. No, they had just started the last. That the person in the back had done the last lap. They still had 2. The guy in the back had 1 lap left, because he was following, drifting off them, able to save his energy because he lapped all the way around and was behind them. So he finishes it, and they all stop. And I think the teammate knew what he was going to do, so he keeps going, and the teammate's able to get second place because they all stop because they think it's over, but it's not over. That's a good clip. That's genius.
I remember that. Yeah. But I mean, that works like once. Everybody's going to know it.
Yeah, and then they all just have to chase you. They have to chase you like crazy. But
that's
so true.
But kind of a trick like that. I remember. I'm embarrassed to tell this story, but I'm going to tell the story. So I played football, and small school. We played 11-man football. We probably should have been playing 9-man or 7-man, because at the end of the season, my senior year, we had 13 guys out, and you have to put 11 people on the field at all times. So, and it's only 2 guys could be resting at any time. Anyway, and we went 0-11. We were not good. My junior year, we were the final game. If we'd won that game, we would have tied for the conference title, but we lost that game. So then I think we were second.
Very low population area. I mean,
low population area, yeah. And so my senior year, our coach left. We got a new coach, and that I believe is the main reason. Our new coach, first-time coach, he'd never coached before. And the assistant coach from the previous year, I think he thought that he should have been coached. So he basically was, the head coach would say something, and then he would say, "Don't listen to him. Do this instead."
Oh no!
Oh my gosh, it was horrible. It was horrible. I mean, I could talk about that. But anyway, Coach Dane, he's passed away now. Coach Dane, he moved to Iowa. He was his second year coaching.
I hope he didn't have that same argument with his doctor. We're gonna have a heart teacher. No, take off my leg.
So what makes me think of it is trick things. Like, we hadn't won a game, and we were playing Sioux Valley, if I remember. And Sioux Valley was big and tough. and we were trying to get a score, and our wide receiver or receiver, Carlin was his name. The scrimmage line was maybe, I don't remember, middle of the field, maybe and it was right in front of our bench. The scrimmage line was right next to right in front of our bench. And so what we did, we had Carlin, and so we're everybody standing watching the game, right? The two of us that are not on the field. And so what our coach did is he told the referee he was going to do this, and he had Carlin stand on the scrimmage line. So he's on the scrimmage line, but he looked like he was watching the game. His heel was just inside the scrimmage line, just inside the field on the scrimmage line. And so, they didn't realize there was only 10 people there in the middle. And so snap the ball, and he goes downfield, and nobody's guarding him because they didn't realize he was there.
Yeah.
He's wide open, and he catches the ball. But by the time they realized that he didn't make a touchdown, and they did tackle him, and we still didn't score. We still didn't score. Anyway, so that game, we scored one touchdown the entire season, and it wasn't that game. It was our homecoming game, if I remember right. Embarrassing. That's why people were quitting. That's why only 13 of us at the end. Anyway, so I'm talking about trick plays. Trick plays.
Oh yeah,
that works once.
I love them.
That works once, and I feel it's a bit dishonest. I don't know. I mean, come on, you're playing high school ball, and you're doing that kind of stuff.
I mean, that's the definition of a trick play, though. You're trying to trick people. What is this dishonesty going on here, sir? Wait, what character was I about to go into? Oh, I'm thinking of the Australian guy getting put in the back.
Yes. What is the charge, sir? Eating a succulent Chinese meal?
You're gonna have to go back a little ways to check that one out. Oh,
he passed away, that guy, but that was one of the fun. I can't believe that didn't blow up. It was from the early 90s, and before there was the internet.
Just a funny clip of the guy getting arrested. They got the wrong person, but he had a whole character.
He had an aura. He had aura.
Gosh. Hilarious.
He sounded like he was more from the UK than from he didn't have an Australian accent by my
it sounded like he
sounded
put
more
on
like
a whole character. I mean,
nice headlock, sir. No. You know your judo well.
Nobody asked him if he was an actor, but somebody probably should act him. He might have just went into a character.
There was for some reason, I guess they thought he was a bit of a criminal, but he was a too big criminal. So he wasn't innocent, but they thought they're arresting a high end, like a mafia, like a guy that was pulling strings and was real high end, really important. And they had mistaken him for somebody
for a guy that was just going to get a slap on the wrist.
Yeah, that's all he was going to get. And so there was a lot of reporters around when he got arrested because they thought they were arresting this big kingpin of crime. And so he took the opportunity to make it into a spectacle. Yeah. And people are videoing it because they thought they were arresting this big kingpin.
It's almost like the cops enjoyed the spectacle he was making because they took their sweet time. It's not like he was fighting back really hard. He was like fighting back, but like they easily could take him. They were just taking their time with it. I mean, they had to have known, some of you know they had some gold here. Like, hey, is somebody videotaping this? This guy's funny.
Destiny manifest, people.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is Destiny Manifest, which I don't even. What does that even mean?
No, it's something else. You're close. You're close.
No, it was Democracy Manifest.
Yes, Democracy.
Democracy Manifest.
This is Democracy Manifest.
Whatever that means.
I feel like I still was slightly wrong. Oh, it's so funny though. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
you know your judo well. One of the guys is like taking it down.
Yeah, somebody's got your headlock, and you go, "Nice headlock, sir. You know your judo well." Anyhow, news for me. Those of you who follow my music and listen to my music, thank you again. Thank you so much. And I have released 6 albums and 5 studio albums and one live album. And I just put the finishing touches on my next album, which will be released sometime in July. And my album that I released last year, Born in South Dakota, charted on the Billboard Blues charts. This album is called Raised in South Dakota. It's kind of the acting is it's the sequel to Born in South Dakota. Every song on this album, I either wrote when I was living in South Dakota or it was a cover. There's 4 covers on the song, on the album. And the 3 of them, 2 of them I covered while I was in a band, doing cover band stuff in South Dakota. Then one of them I appreciated. It was by Big Tent Revival, and I really love that one song, so we covered it. And then the other one was just written recently. It was written after I moved from South Dakota, but it's entitled South Dakota. It's a cover, Chris Stapleton tune. So those are the 4 covers. And since it's about South Dakota, I thought I could violate the rule of songs that I either knew and appreciated or wrote when I was in South Dakota. The other 10 songs I wrote in South Dakota. So it's 14 songs. We just finished it. My co-producer engineer is putting his final touches on mixing it. We went to the studio and had Angela Prim and Harmony Hall do vocals.
You would not imagine how much this guy charges him just to touch it. The final touches. He's there just touching it. That's what all he does. Isn't that crazy?
I charge somebody, or who charged?
Yeah, you said you charge your producer just to touch it. Put the final touches on it. He just comes up and touches it.
So I'm so excited. I mean, it's going to be available as a pre-sale, and we're going to try to make it chart on the charts like Born in South Dakota did. So
yeah, buddy.
Get ready for the pre-sales and help me with that. Buy that. I'll make it inexpensive, and very excited about that.
We're trying to get it out there. Tim's good music. We're going to travel tour the world. No sugar, no cream. Tim will Tim will featuring no sugar, no cream.
Oh man.
Here, let's listen to a little bit of this.
You just assured me that I could speak.
Sit down inside the car. You're not assuring anything. Under arrest.
Look, I'm under what? Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there?
No, this is PG. Shut that down. You didn't hear that. Good headlock, sir.
Good headlock, sir. Now that I was looking back at it, it looks like it was just one guy that was just, and he is a bigger, broad guy, and they basically were all just kind of around him. And the one guy, they left it all to one guy to kind of just get him into the vehicle. No wonder it was taking so long. This one guy was like struggling to get him by himself.
So this podcast might be the Australian version because we already talked about Bradbury.
Hey.
Bradbury it. And now we're talking, that was in Australia. So what else can we talk about?
We can talk about the best the best dancer in Australia that was at the Olympics a few years ago. You heard about that, right? Uh-oh. The whole drama with this person that got to be at the Olympics, and they just threw together just these horrible dance moves. At one point, the person was
not
literally
at the
bouncing.
Olympics.
Yeah,
not at the Olympics.
Yeah, that was Olympics. Yeah.
Not at the Olympics.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it was so bad. It should have never happened. They were jumping around like a kangaroo at one point. Yeah, it was
not at the Olympics.
Yes, they literally did a hip hop dance competition. They took it away after that.
That's not.
No, they added it that one year and they took it away. They took it away afterwards.
Okay, you could be right. You could be right, sir.
No, it was a huge ordeal.
You know you're dancing well.
But it became a big ordeal because it was ridiculous. And basically taken away from all the really talented dancers. And supposedly,
was that winter or summer Olympics?
It was a summer.
Well, I mean, we were talking about
Yeah, Ray Gunn is what she was called. Rachel Gunn. 2000 Paris Olympics, 24.
Okay, you are correct. I stand corrected.
Even like Saturday Night Live, literally at one point she had a dance where she was hopping across like a kangaroo.
Rabbit. I remember
And
a
then
kangaroo.
she was on the ground and she was doing this stupid little spin thing with her legs. Oh my gosh, it was like,
Well, she got a lot of publicity. You know, today they say any publicity is good publicity. So that's what they talk about. That's what the experts say. They say.
this kind of turned into everybody just laughing at her though.
Yeah, I know. Do you remember? I mean, talk about things
she
everybody
brought it on
laughing. I
herself.
remember the woman Rachel was her name that had the song that everybody made fun of.
Yeah, she's yeah, they basically
Rachel?
White, something Rachel White, was it? No, something White, I think. Friday, she had the Friday song. But she's talented and gorgeous. She's really like she's done pretty well for herself. In fact, the issue was they shouldn't have Rebecca Black.
Okay, I knew it started with an R. It started with
Rachel White. I just hacked her name. Rachel White is what I said, didn't I? Oh my
I came up with the Rachel. So don't ask Seth and Tim to come up with something. I knew it started with an R. I had Rachel, but it's Rebecca. He knew it was a color for her last name.
Hey, we were headed there.
We were headed there. We were in the ballpark. We were in the, you know, if you're talking about the Titan Stadium, we were in the Titan Stadium, but we were far away from the goal.
See, it was dubbed the worst song ever because a big part of it was just cheesy, and then they auto-tune the crap out of her song, which nowadays it's cool to auto-tune your voice, but it was horrible auto-tuning. And the thing is, she's got a good voice. They shouldn't have auto-tuned her voice, or maybe it wasn't that good back then. I don't know, but that's what the producer of it, which was the guy, he basically, I think he did it for free because he wanted to be featured on the song or something like that, or he rapped on the song. But she's
are you sure it's Rebecca White or no, Rebecca Black?
Yeah, Rebecca Black, and now I think she has well over 1 million followers on YouTube and everything, and tours and does decent, and she's gorgeous and just really putting herself out there.
2011 teen pop song Friday, singing about her daily morning routines and excitement for the upcoming weekend. The song makes heavy use of auto-tune and also includes a rap verse from Wilson, who was uncredited on the single.
So I mean, props to her for not giving up on her dream, because I mean, she definitely saw those comments and stuff and just pushed through it, because I mean, she was much more talented than that. It was just some bad choices by the produce and stuff.
There's people Willie trying to think of who are the Milli Vanilli, who didn't sing on their album, and they were forever. A friend of mine who I met at the Grammys, she was hanging out with the one surviving member of Milli Vanilli, and it was a big story and scandal. They won a Grammy and they had to give it back because they actually didn't sing on the album.
They were just two good-looking guys.
There were two good-looking guys that had the vibe, and the problem is they had a producer who had them locked up within a contract and said, this is how we're going to do it. He wouldn't let them sing. I mean, they did sing. They were able to sing, but they were hit with such negative impact that they never really recovered from it. And the one committed suicide some years later.
Oh my goodness, I didn't
and
know
the one is still surviving, but he's dealing with it. He wrote a book about it.
I think they even came out with a real album they sung. It just wasn't received very well. I mean,
yeah, that was in the 80s, Milli Vanilli. So
that was crazy.
And so bad publicity can really damage you for the rest of your life.
And I mean,
you can't fix it.
And it came out exactly how you thought. It would think too. It was the the recording of them not singing scratched or something, and then they're not.
Right. They were lip syncing.
Mhm,
Right, they were lip syncing,
yeah. People
and that
didn't know
became
it. People didn't know
obvious
it.
that they were not. That they were.
And now everybody lip syncs. That's the crazy part. Everybody, sadly, that probably would. You probably could talk about that forever. That's got to be annoying.
Live, yeah,
how
live.
people-
I mean,
a lot of times live people will
especially if there's a lot of
backtrack.
dancing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like I myself believe that's. I watched the performances of the Grammys for Best New Artist. I think there were 5 or 7. And I believe that at least one of them was lip syncing because they were dancing all over the stage. And it's hard to dance and keep your breath. You're out of breath. How are you going to sing when you're doing dance moves that take all your air? And then how can you sing properly? So, I mean, it's either dance or sing. It's hard to do both, I feel. I don't know for a fact. But
and people
it's
give grace now. They know what it takes, and I mean, a lot of times, like they're basically kind of singing with a backtrack or whatever. Like, but then you have people like Bieber who came out and just laid down the track and everything, and just sang from his heart, just his boxers.
Yeah.
Because
Rockstar Rick
forgot Rockstar Rick forgot his outfit,
or was there late because of traffic. They didn't tell him about the traffic.
Did tell him about the traffic. I laughed so hard when I heard that again when I was making the notes. I was like, in a weird way, in that character, I believe what I was saying. I was like, that is the most ridiculous thing to say. Nobody told me there'd be bad traffic in LA. One of the first things everybody complains about.
Absolutely. Of course.
In fact, it was complained to me. So I remember hearing it complained so much that when I wasn't in LA, it was like, how are we able to get to from A to B so efficiently? I was like, it was so much better than I thought it was going to be. I thought we were going to be stuck in traffic for hours and hours.
So anyway, on the subject of using crutches or what have you, Charlie Puth, well-known artist, producer, and he's reputed to have perfect pitch. You know, if you know what perfect pitch is. In fact, I was in the studio recording Down and Under, and Gideon, the guitar player that had been hired by my co-producer, was there. I met him that day, and we were listening to the way it would go. I would have the demo that I'd made in my studio, and we'd play it, and then they might listen to it twice. And Dane, the keyboard player, had already listened to them and had made charts. So they had the music in front of them, but it didn't have the key. It was a Nashville numbering system. So whatever key it is, you still can play it. You just shut off the key, and then that's what the Nashville numbering system is. It's the degrees of the scale. So you can choose in any key if you want to move it up or move it down. That's the beauty of the Nashville numbering system. Anyway, so we're playing it back, and I didn't remember what key I originally had done this particular song in, whatever. And I'm saying, I think it's in C, or don't remember the notes. And Gideon sitting behind me says, no, it's in B, or confirmed that it was in whatever key. And I turned and looked at him, and I'm like, do you have perfect pitch? Because there's no way, and unless you had perfect pitch without any instrument in your hand for a reference point. Relative pitch is when you have a note that someone gives you, and then you maybe can tell if it's up a half step or whole step or a fourth or whatever. But without any reference, if you can just hear a song and know what note that is or what key that is, that's perfect pitch.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, he did that on David Dobrik's video.
Charlie Puth did?
Charlie Puth did.
Charlie Puth has perfect pitch. So I would think it's kind of a blessing and a curse, because, you know, if you hear something that's off pitch, that's going to bother you. It's like there are people who have super olfactory powers, smell and taste, and they smell like 10x more than what we smell, than the average person smells. And women, anyway, can usually, on general, have a better sense of smell than men, anyway, on average. But there are people who have like super, super taste and smell, and they can make a living doing tasting. They usually food tasting, or maybe smelling perfumes, whatever it is. But imagine the penalty that is. You get into a packed a train car, and you have the superpower of smelling everybody's slight BO that they have. I mean, that would get because you could smell it at 10x more concentrated than that we do. You see what I mean?
Mhm.
So I think it could be a penalty or it could be a blessing and a curse, because you can't turn it off unless you plug your
Yeah,
nose.
it could definitely probably bother you at times, and then of course you probably get used
Can
to it.
you smell or like sometimes can you hear that? You have said that. Can you hear that? Or you have a sense of hearing on some
I
frequencies.
know I have the weird. I can
can
identify
you hear
people's
that?
voices.
And so you can hear or smell things that that people have superpowers. They can conceive it or get a reading from it at a higher at lower levels or lower volumes than other people, than the average person. So Charlie Puth has perfect pitch, and so if somebody is singing off pitch, that would probably, or even if the piano isn't tuned correctly, if it's not at A440 and if it's A439, A440 is the standard that people tune stuff at, and you could tell, oh, that's off by one cycle, one revolution, BPS, or one frequency. You have perfect pitch. Anyway, so Charlie Puth has perfect pitch. I think it's
He
quite
did amazing at the Super Bowl.
well.
did a whole-
That's the
that
point
was
I'm bringing up. I'm
fantastic.
finally getting that. There's a thread.
Oh, I apologize.
Nice
I
segue,
just
Seth.
batter up.
There's a thread on that I just was looking at it today, and they're saying that Charlie Puth used autotune on his Super Bowl performance. Now, autotune is an effect that you can put on your voice to make it sound, it can be used as an effect, but it's often used to make sure your voice is in pitch. And I don't remember listening to him thinking, oh, he's using autotune. I'd have to go back and listen to it. But it's this whole long thread on Threads, which is the Instagram version of like Twitter or X, and people commenting back and forth. And the guy who posted it, absolutely sure, convinced, he's also a musician, that Charlie Puth used autotune. And I made the comment, I said, that's surprising because Charlie Puth has perfect pitch. If he has decent singing skills, he could easily replicate perfect pitch because his brain will tell him when he's on pitch or not. So he shouldn't be pitchy and shouldn't need autotune, unless he just has horrible singing technique, which he doesn't, because he's a very successful, high-end artist. So you could have perfect pitch, but not a way to, if your voice is not good enough that you can reproduce it, then maybe you'd still sing, but it would bother you a lot because you're off.
This is going to make me want to listen to it right now.
Yeah.
I might have to do that.
You have to listen to it.
So I have a couple comments on this. So I think now he does like using it for the fun of it, just to play with songs. That seems weird for the national anthem. And also his voice has changed because he just had a surgery a year ago, so they might be thrown off by his voice a little bit because he had it's pretty cool. His TikTok, he talks about what he's going through. He had a surgery and his voice changed a little bit, like on his something. Maybe I try to find it TikTok
On his septum, his nose,
something, yeah, and it literally changed his voice. And that could be what it's hearing, but I mean, I feel like if there's enough of people saying that he's auto-tuned, then maybe he is auto-tuning. But I didn't remember. I feel like I would have noticed that.
Me too. I would have noticed it. I would not have liked it on the autotune. I would not have liked hearing autotune on the national anthem. I mean, that's like a sacred. That's no time for joking around and playing games. I mean, the national anthem is a very, a lot of people get emotional during it, patriotism and that sort of thing. So that's not the time to be messing around with effects to in my opinion. So I am still surprised to hear if we listen to it and we both agree or we come to the conclusion, yeah, he must have used autotune. I will be surprised to come to that conclusion that Charlie Puth would make that choice. Super Bowl is the highest watched event on TV worldwide in an entire year. And so you have one chance to really, be shown to a huge audience, and you're going to use autotune. Just surprising choice for me, if in fact he did use autotune. So what do you guys think? Did he use autotune? Put comments. Put a comment in the podcast. This is why we go live. This is why I have my computer here. We're trying to be able to interact. I'm looking at Instagram, and I'm looking at the app that is supposed to show me comments on Facebook and YouTube, but I don't see any so far. So let us know what you think. Did you even hear Charlie Puth do the national anthem for the
Were you running to the
Super Bowl?
bathroom?
Charlie, I know you're listening. I know you tune in every week. Just, make a comment, Charlie, and let us know, did you, in fact, use autotune or did you not? We go back a long ways, Charlie, and I know that you would.
I was going to.
That's a joke.
try to
That's not
find which one
true.
it
Charlie
was.
Puth doesn't know who I am. I'm sure he
Alright,
knows
I'll
who the
try.
funniest man in Nashville is. He knows who he is, but he doesn't know who I am, I'm sure. But while you're waiting, I will say John Mayer liked one of my songs, and
Yeah, he did.
Joe Jonas liked two of my songs in December. So, I feel pretty good about that. Their thumb probably slipped. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just trying to fill time. Well,
Yeah,
while my
he has
partner
a really
is
good TikTok. I think you would enjoy it.
looking.
Just him talking about music. Well, there he's talking about the national anthem. Oh, looks like he is he married or at least has a baby on the way.
Silence. This is the silent
Sorry.
moment now for you to, be alone with your thoughts. Silence on the podcast. We have it every podcast. No.
Like this little ASMR tip.
Silence. We have silence and soft sounds so you can relax and get into a very nice headspace. And Seth, can you give me some ASMR noises? Seth.
You okay over there, Tim?
We did do some ASMR, but it ended up not great because I think by the end we were screaming at each
We
other.
were yelling.
So if we ever do a bit and we call it ASMR, just be aware, don't turn up your speakers because most likely it's going to end up being at a high volume. We're masters of the range. We start soft and we go loud. But my mom always used to tell me, use your inside voice because I talk loud apparently.
Let me see this.
Well, what are you looking for there, buddy?
Trying to.
Pandemic being in the room convoy.
I was trying to find.
I think you have to give it up. I think you have to give it up.
I give up. I throw in the towel. I throw in the towel animal.
Good one.
Thank you. Yeah, but yeah, he had a surgery and his voice did change out to try to find it. But yeah, should we watch the national anthem and see if it did if we think there is
Well, if I was really good at this,
here we go.
So you guys are just like
Not sponsored. Save Farm. We're halfway there. Oh, not sponsored. Oh, we're getting demonetized. Even though we're not monetized. 2 commercials. It is the national anthem. It was a pull out the keyboard and everything and a backup. What did you say?
Can you see by the dawn's early light?
It does sound like some filter. So like
Rolling wheel at the
Should we be standing?
So gallantly seen, and the rockets red the bombs bursting in air, getting through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well, it's not obvious to me. I mean, what do you think?
If there is, it would be super slightly. It just seems like it's being going through a really nice system. Like it, I mean, like the, you know, like it's just emphasizing his voice. You know, but basically his balance is like perfectly balanced. Like, you know, like they, I don't feel like it's auto-tuned. It's definitely not auto-tune enough for somebody who's like, oh, that's definitely auto-tune. Nope, it definitely is not, because auto-tune, you can definitely tell when something's auto-tuned.
I mean, like Daft Punk and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know. Oops. Foundation is moving.
Well, that's interesting.
I hope you could hear
did a great
that. I
job.
hope it wasn't quiet.
Oh yeah, I think it was
When-
fine. I had it right there. I think it was good. Hopefully. If not, it's, I take full responsibility. My name is Seth. I like to take full responsibility.
Yeah, when you do your complaints, make sure you reference Seth. When you send us an email, when you make the comments underneath the podcast.
Make all thank you notes to Tim Wolf. Any comment cards, send to Seth.
Oh, one more thing that happened that you showed me too, which I can't get into. I'm of a wrong generation for it, but Pokemon card, one playing card
Mm-hmm.
was auctioned off for
world record.
$16.5.
Yep, just under that. Yep.
Dollars.
Yep, 16.5 million.
Oh, million. No, kidding. I'm just like for one card.
Tim's like, I want to buy it for $1.
Like a card like this. This is a card about this size,
Not
right?
curved like that one though.
Well, okay. Mr. Grader. Grading. Seth's collecting these things and he knows how they get graded, and every little thing will reduce the value. But 16.5 million.
Which is good for Pokemon. I mean, so in fact, I went ahead and bought some boxes.
Yeah, I saw 10 boxes outside the door today. When
Which
FedEx
none of those are
delivered.
that. None of those are that. But there is some other things in there. But you know, there's value. The crazy part is that, you know, they do all these unboxings, but literally because there's such a small chance of you really opening it and hitting those big items. There's more value in just keeping them in the boxes and then just holding on for 10 years and selling the boxes. I mean, goodness, one of the boxes like can have gone up to like $500,000 from the original, from 1999, the first edition. But now, yeah, you can hit a card where the card's worth $1 million, but I think so far there's only been one of those cards where it's a 10 and like sold for that much. But there's a lot of valuable cards in there because it's just so old. I mean, that's 27 years old now.
They don't make
Original
them
box.
anymore?
No, but they made new boxes. They make, those first edition. They came out with the first edition, moved on from that to the other editions. So yeah, there's only so many. And then as they open those boxes, that makes even other ones even more and more rare. So it's pretty neat. You know, the hobby is just, I mean, has just blown up more. And you know, all the kids that grew up like Daniel, like he grew up with the cards and stuff, and sadly, he even got his, probably most likely looks like he got him stolen out of his room at some point. Somebody stole him from him.
Your dad?
No, no. Just we had somebody in the house that we probably shouldn't have trusted, and probably jacked them. Probably jacked the cards. My dad did not steal his cards. He's out there playing the game with his friends. I got first edition right here. Yes. So it's neat what we say, like, now you have all these people that are in their 30s and 40s that play the game, and they have kids and they're introducing to Pokemon, and literally, I think Logan said this, like, now these kids, now the parents are showing their kids, and these kids, they're seeing that same passion from those kids that they had when they were a kid, and it's creating a whole new love for Pokemon all over again. And I mean, and it's just a crazy reach that Pokemon has, because the video games, the cards, of course, the movies. There's been movies and stuff, and just really, really unique. Yeah. Just a piece of cardboard to somebody, 61.5 million to that guy. So, but
Yeah.
he started a collection thing. He wants to get the Declaration of Independence. He wants to buy that. Get like a T-Rex. I think the head, or not the whole thing, which is hard to come by. They kind of, a lot of times they'll have to create like pieces to kind of make it look finished, because the dinosaur isn't intact.
I don't think you can buy the Declaration of Independence. That's in the museum.
There's a few copies.
Multiple
It comes
copies?
up,
Are there
yeah.
really?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know. I did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a crazy story out there where somebody who didn't know they had in their house, it was an attic too. You just
What's the value of an original copy with original signatures?
probably millions, right? I would think probably
It's gotta
definitely
be.
millions. It's amazing. You see that
Better be
big
worth
giant
more than a
hedgehog.
Pokemon
They
card.
probably lined them up and went down and signed a number of them to have it, and I think they even shipped them out across the states so some people would see it. Were able to see it. Reminds me like something that's so rare and stuff. There's the movie Seth MacFarlane made, 1,000 Ways to Die. And there's this rich man that has this dollar, and it says, "I'll give you this dollar," and these
I'll
poor
give you
people.
the what?
I'm gonna give you the dollar for something.
A dollar.
He pulls out a dollar, and all these poor people are over here. Son, take your hat off. That's a dollar. They had never seen a dollar before. I've never seen a dollar. And then just a funny, sarcastic reaction of like, yeah, a lot of these people, live, work days and days to make $1, probably getting paid in change. And that, of course, $1 back then is probably 1,000 today. Could be that high, could it? But it is. I mean, it's crazy how the currency has changed. But yeah, it's just so funny. There's a bunch of goofy things in that movie. Seth MacFarlane, you're familiar with Family Guy and all that. Yeah, you know him. But he's done a few different movies that are pretty entertaining. Yeah, but yeah, boy. Well, goodness, this podcast has flown by. We've evaluated the Charlie Puth singing the national anthem, which was fantastic. With the
I think it was.
Bicep
Yeah,
singers,
that was
fantastic.
amazing.
Yeah, it didn't really seem like it was auto tune. If it was just like a sweet, really. I mean, it's what do you say when you sing through a mic? I mean, you have all the
You have
the
preamps
knobs
and
and-
preamps
I just felt like it
and
was really-
compressors and you can put some chorus put a little chorus, make it a little thicker. There's all
Yeah.
kinds of effects you can put on the voice.
I-
Very subtle.
I feel like somebody at his talent level.
That's what
is gonna
engineers
have it
do.
perfectly
That's what you do when you mix.
set up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's very common to do that.
and I feel like oh my gosh, the national anthem is just one of the hardest things to sing.
Oh yeah.
And he made sure that he made it as easy as possible. Sang with the piano, that makes it easier. I mean, doing a cappella is so hard. Did it with the piano, did it with backup singers, and just it killed it. I loved it. it's just, it's so cringe when somebody just hacks it to pieces, because it's like start of the game. It's something that's very beloved, and I mean brings tears to the eyes, especially the people that have lost friends and have gotten hurt and put their lives on the line for it. We're so blessed here in the U.S. We don't even truly understand the cost that a lot of people have made for us to live in freedom. Amen. Well, I think that about ties it up. We're getting close to an hour there. Anything else to add, Tim?
No, I'm good.
Tim is good, ladies and gentlemen. As a matter of fact, that's going to do it from us at No Sugar, No Cream Podcast. We thank you for tuning in. If you're on Facebook, please share the podcast. We do appreciate that, getting it out to more people. And who knows when a Rockstar Rick will show up again. I did get a call from him the other day. He's doing pretty good. He's working on his air guitar. Still feels really bad that he thought he told Tim that he only played air guitar and not the real guitar, and he really felt bad about that. So, but he's back on his medication. He's doing well. But guys, we will see you next time. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Please like us on Instagram, Facebook. Thanks for watching Apple, Spotify, and of course, mostly on Facebook, where most of our numbers are. Thank you so much for watching us, guys. We will see you next time.